Scott Martin, the Chief Investment Officer for Kingsview Partners. Scott, it's always a pleasure to have you on the big broadcast. You're out there in Chicago right now, and it's actually going to warm up for you. It is definitely not pumpkin spice latte weather for you guys, not for the next couple of days, right?
No, not at all. In fact, I mean, this kind of weather can go all year round if we like, and forget about the lattes, Bob, even though I know you love those, BVD, and I know you too probably, Jane. But I tend to think that this weather is a great reminder of how great things can get in Chicago, even when they are late. And we've had the last couple of weekends of nice weather after that cool spell that we had with those couple of cold fronts that came in just a few weeks back and made everybody think that fall was here and winter was on the doorstep. And it goes to show you that it sure is maybe a few more months out at least, I hope.
False front. It was a false front with a false fall. Absolutely. So, Scott, we're talking about, I didn't realize this, pumpkin spice latte actually drives consumer spending for the entire season of fall. What?
It's wild. You know, consumers get really excited about promos and gimmicks and things that are related to the season. I think folks get out of that summer blaze, if you will, and get into that kind of fall lull maybe, or they need something to get excited about. And so when places like Starbucks and your local coffee shop come up with these spices and these lattes that arrive around, say, the October season, you get those fall colors that are so beautiful in the Midwest, effectively that drives spending. I mean, people go out and they spend a lot more money on things around the Starbucks, around those coffee shops, in the coffee shops themselves, because they get so excited both internally and, say, externally about the taste and the purity of the coffee.
I do like pumpkin coffee.
That's
pumpkin spice is a little too sweet for me, but I will say,
me too.
Pumpkin anything will drive me. The decor, you know, the house has got to look homey. It's got to look festive.
You are susceptible to the advertising campaign.
I am one of the percentage, Scott.
Target hit.
Target
That's
nailed.
me. I fell for it. But Scott, it's interesting. I mean, we're speaking about fall. Pumpkin's obviously going to be top of mind for a lot of folks as we bleed through September, October, Halloween around the corner.
Yes.
Pumpkin patches gearing up for a lot of people coming in, and depending on where we had drought settling in throughout the summer, cooler temperatures, early frosts, you know, how do you think the pulse on the pumpkins will be going through the next couple months?
It looks pretty good. I mean, at least as we see, Jane, maybe this kind of reprieve we're getting in the weather pattern these days, like you mentioned, with the tropics being so calm, which reminds me of 3 years ago in Hurricane Ian just showing up at the end of October and taking those memories away. But certainly, I think the fact that we are getting maybe this little break, we're getting maybe a little calmer weather and maybe some more, say, temperate weather, and maybe the storms move a little faster in there so we don't get these flooding rains. I think it's going to look good. And also, Jane, here's the biggest thing. As a father myself, now a 14-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son, but remember those pumpkin patch days. My goodness, the prices at these pumpkin patches, wherever you are, whether it's Illinois, Ohio, where I grew up, Indiana, Chicago, or Iowa, let's say, the prices at these pumpkin patches are not to be shied away from the standpoint of, like, you get a lot of spending once you get out there, once you do commit to the pumpkin patches. So I'm sure they're going to do just fine no matter how many, say, corn mazes and corn runs they have aside from the pumpkin throwing contests.
Yeah, those are my favorite. When you launch them on the big old slingshot and a catapult. Listen, I'll pay money for that. No question about it. So pumpkins, all right, we're looking pretty good right there. Let's go out to California right now, because we've seen several different reports that are kind of contradicting each other about the grape harvest possibly for the wines out there in Napa. What are you seeing out there for this year?
Yeah, a lot of weird things are going on with the grape harvest, kind of rumors, if you will, BVD, about how kind of this change is going on, like Jane mentioned, with the environment and with kind of the atmosphere. And so there's been some challenges for wineries out there. And if you look around the country, not only the politics in California, which we know are a bit, let's say, stringent, the fact that there's other areas in the country, like say, Pennsylvania, believe it or not, certainly Michigan, that are starting to grow more wineries. Now, the problem is they're so far behind, they're probably not going to threaten, say, wine country, as it were, or as it is well known in say, California. But further drought issues that they have, further politics, say, wrangling that they have in Sacramento, suggest that there's going to be more maybe matriculation outside of California and other states that are maybe more welcoming and maybe more favorable from a standpoint of a climate situation. So as we grow into this, say, future here, expect more wines, say, at the grocery store to come out of areas besides California, but California still being the #1 leader in say, wineries in the country at about 80 to 85% of the wineries that are out there.
I don't know. I was just in Virginia.
Wine.
I was in Virginia last spring.
Pennsylvania, too. Yep.
Pennsylvania, Virginia wineries, man, they're pretty good. You got the Trump ones out there as well. Just that one comes to mind.
The Finger Lakes, they've got some wonderful wineries up that way also, too. But California will be interesting because obviously they had some really cooler temperatures in the valleys.
Right.
And so that's actually one of the conversations on what's going to lead to a better harvest. But then you're combating smoke, you're combating drought. Scott, I think this was interesting, too. It has nothing to really do too much with weather, but just low alcohol consumption in general has as having an impact.
That's the one, Scott. I want your thought on that. Kids these days, they're not drinking enough. What the hell, man?
I don't know what have we taught these guys? I mean, come on, haven't they seen me on television? Let's go. I don't understand. Like, it's so funny, Jane. That's a great point because back in the day, let's say 6 months, a year ago, nobody was really kind of talking about it. They just weren't doing it. And now everybody's like, oh my God, I don't drink anymore either. I haven't had a drink in 5 days. Like, I don't have that glass of wine when I get home. And it's all of a sudden you go there, you take a picture of them in their house. Let's say you see them on, their FaceTime. They've got a glass of wine. So I think it's one of those things that maybe right now is one of those things that's cool to say that you kind of don't drink, even though maybe you drink more in private, which is fine if maybe it's one or whatever. But I think the reality is I think that will come back, Jane. I think eventually that will swing back at some point in the future. I cannot stay away from daiquiris and margaritas or anything frozen. So if you want to get me and you see me on the street, that's how to do it.
Listen, it's red wine season for me.
For me,
let's do it.
For me, I've been watching the Giants. I've been just drinking anything I can find.
Vikings for me too. That game on Monday, how did I get through that? Maybe a little bit of whiskey?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These kids today, they got to know how to cope. No, I'm totally kidding. Absolutely. Scott, we'll talk about that. In a couple of months, we'll talk to you about Christmas
next
spending.
Time, if we get another time. Thank you, guys.
Oh, there'll be another time. But next time, we'll talk about Christmas spending and gingerbread houses, how they should be
yes.
all year round.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Good to talk to you, as always.